Hi everyone, warm welcome to Megha's Mic Drop. Today I have extreme pleasure of having Raj Kapoor. नाम तो सुना ही होगा. He's the founder of India Blockchain Alliance and very accomplished personality, yet extremely humble. He's on the board of 75 plus companies. Very warm welcome, Raj.
Thank you, Megha. Thank you. Good to meet you again.
Yeah, pleasure to meet you. Thank you for taking out time. Just to break the ice, Goa or Miami?
Goa.
Goa. Reading or traveling?
Traveling.
Traveling. Elon Musk or Satya Nadella?
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk. Yoga or coffee?
Yoga.
Yoga. Indian classical music or Western rock pop music?
Indian classical.
Indian classical. How nice. My daughter's also learning Indian classical. So if you can simplify blockchain, many people still don't understand blockchain. My friends tell me that blockchain is equal to crypto, or is it any different? How will you explain it in a layman's term?
Okay, I'll keep it very simple and I'll explain in about a minute or so. 2 minutes. Okay. First of all, Bitcoin is not blockchain and blockchain is not Bitcoin. Let me make that one clear. Bitcoin has been made on blockchain. Okay. It's like blockchain is the highway and Bitcoin is a car on it or a truck on it or a bus on it or a two-wheeler on it. There are many more vehicles. That means there are many more users of blockchain, not just crypto. That is the first thing you should know. Second, you should know we have been practicing blockchain since hundreds of years. Not in the terms of digital technology, but actually conceptually. How? If I give you 10 lakh rupees to invest, what would you do? You will invest only into one place, or you'll buy some gold, some mutual funds, some shares.
Yeah.
You'll spread the risk. That is exactly
Yes.
what blockchain does. Now, instead of money, you're spreading the risk with data. The data is no longer in one place, it is distributed. Blockchain is distributed data technology. Basically, all your eggs which are in one basket, अगर आप सब अपनी eggs, all your पूंजी एक जगह पे रखोगे, you're most likely to lose it, break it, somebody can steal it. Now, if it is in multiple places all across, very difficult to do that. Therefore, blockchain becomes a very secure technology. So, blockchain is a distributed ledger technology. It is immutable, means once you put data into a blockchain, you cannot manipulate or change it ever. The community technology, it is based on what is known as a consensus mechanism. Yani ki if I say 10 minus 8 is equal to 2, everybody in the network has to say the same, otherwise it cannot go in the block. 100% secure, and because it is based on mathematics, it can never go wrong. 10 minus 8 will always be 2, it cannot be 3. So, blockchain is a distributed technology which is immutable, which is distributed, and it belongs to a community that is a public blockchain. And all of us are part of it. There are no owners like a Microsoft or a Google or anybody. So, I'll put it this way: Bitcoin is speculation, blockchain is a revolution. That's the difference.
It's like a highway, and crypto is one vehicle, and then film industry can be another vehicle, or agri can be another vehicle, and your
Yes, supply
project on the
chain.
sea can be another vehicle. So there can be different other vehicles using that highway.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, thank you. And talking about these now different vehicles and different use cases, sir, you have had immense experience working across multiple sectors. Would you want to share one or two highly innovative use cases people would have not thought of, which can keep, ignite the minds and make them more interested
Okay.
to identify use cases?
I'll keep some very simple, one or two simple ones I'll share with people who will be able to understand. There are many
Yeah.
complicated ones also, which, but let's put it this way. When you go to a supermarket to pick up a cabbage, now you don't know how old the cabbage is, right? Because now there are a lot of artificial ways to keep it fresh for a longer time. Now imagine if everything else will have a sticker on it. Hmm.
Yeah.
manufactured by so so that sticker is not put by anybody. It's put by a manufacturer. You don't know how authentic it is or not. It must be authentic.
Mm.
It's definitely authentic in most cases, but in some cases there are spurious things which get mixed up. Correct. How do I know where the cabbages come from? Do I know it has been organically grown? So, blockchain does a supply chain track and trace, right from the origin, from the farm to the fork, means to your table, right? So, I now can, by looking at that little barcode, I can actually track and trace where which farm was it mined, was it planted in, how was it organic, when was it, harvested? When was it put into the warehouse? When did it get into the lorry to take it to the data warehouse? From the shipping, where did it come? Which country did it come from? Everything can be tracked and traced on a single platform because there are so many people involved in getting that cabbage up to your plate. How will you?
Mm.
We had done a long time back with with a very large company, which was basically into a lot of it was a very large lots of fruits and vegetables. They would have supermarkets all over the place, and it had hundreds of shops and units all across the different countries. Now, when their people would collect that, they would not know whether it a child labor has been used. We can prove all that with blockchain. So it becomes a simple way of creating a supply chain without middlemen, without people saying, "Oh, I have," everybody puts it inside. You can track and trace everything, clear, transparent at any point. Nobody has any.
Mm.
You can track and trace. On the way, you can also track and trace whether it has been removed or exchanged by spurious things.
Oh.
All
Mm.
those things using IoT, using other devices, and on a blockchain can be done. Now, this is a brilliant and simplest way of understanding what a blockchain can do. It removes the middleman, it reduces your cost, it increases efficiency, and increases, most important, transparency. So when I pick up the cabbage in the store, I know that this has come from, say, Punjab. It has been harvested on so and so date, and it has come to me by so and so date. Why this? No child labor has been used, no organic compounds have been used. Therefore, the trust becomes great, and therefore I trust
Mm.
the shop where I buy it from rather than a place which doesn't have this for me. So this is one simple example where we've done it. Haryana government is using it for some of their produce. So are some other places also. Now that is one. One I will take the complete opposite. Now, do you know, Megha, that our seas, our oceans are dying? Our
Mm.
oceans are dying because of wastewater being inside, plastic, too much plastic being put into the waters,
Yeah.
overfishing. There is a lot of damage happening to our oceans, and more than 70% of our world is oceans and water.
Mm-hmm.
If your water gets contaminated or dies, will you survive? You will not survive. So I said, there is a group of us, some international, some, and I'm the only Indian out there, but it's good to be part of an international movement. It is the largest citizen science movement in the world on blockchain, largest in the world. What is the
Wow.
program? SEA, Sea Yani Samundar or Sagar.
Mm. Mm.
Sea.Earth. Sea.Earth is the website. You can go and have a look at it. And you should be part of it. And everybody should be a part of it, in my opinion. It's free of us. More important, more than it's free, you're actually doing a service for
Mm.
the environment which we all have today, but will not be there for the future. So,
Mm.
blockchain. Now, what do we do? What does C do? What does the project do? Now, you have your phone, for example. You have to just
Mm-hmm.
the app. It
Yeah.
Yes, it captures everything, all the data around you, the humidity, temperature, everything. It
Right.
does captures it and puts it all onto the blockchain. Why onto the
Mm-hmm.
blockchain? Because there you can't tamper with it, you can't change it. It is 100% accurate once it is immediately locked onto the blockchain. Right now,
Mm.
there were information coming from different places which we don't know how credible it is, how accurate it is. And you know something, even in Delhi, for example, if you're in Connaught Place, there'll be a different reading. And if you're in Paravihar, there'll be a different reading. If you're in South Extension, there'll be a different reading. So this way, the citizen scientists all over, they're from all over, all put all the data onto and it locks onto a blockchain. Then we use
Mm.
artificial intelligence and create weather models to figure out what should be the ideal thing. Now, is it going to snow here? Is it going to flood here? Barish aane wali hai? Things like that. You can do predictive weather predictions, which are more accurate than today's predictions.
Mm. Mm.
And therefore, this data is then sold to governments and research companies, which use correct data to predict models. Therefore,
Mm.
seas are we can make out now which are the contaminating industries and what we can do to stop it, where the plastics are going in from, where the affluence is going in from, all that because it's on the blockchain. It's one of the best projects which I love. It's very close to my heart. Have a look at it. It's c.earth. You can be a part of it. Everybody listening can be a part of it at some point of time. This
Yeah.
so many more, but I think these two are enough. The rest, anybody wants to know more, reach out to me. I worked on more than 70, 80 use cases of blockchain. I'm happy to share them. अगर वो
Yeah.
बात keep speaking, then this whole program will get
We'll have another episode talking only about the use cases.
blockchain use cases. Yes. So there are
Blockchain use
the
cases,
banking,
yeah.
there is agriculture sector uses it, banking sector, e-governance is there. One more I can give you, chalo, this is very easy for everybody to understand. Yeah, this
Hmm.
now we all go to different universities and colleges, correct?
Hmm.
We get
Hmm.
mark sheets and we get our our degrees from there. One of the biggest things you can do is you can change the marks in your degrees and get
Wow.
a note, yeah, and you can get a notarized and everybody says, "Oh, this is true copy, fantastic." You can make a 60 look like 80, and yeah, today is a digital world. You can do a lot of things.
Hmm.
Olden days, they used to put white ink on it and change the marks, and then they got across. So India is now moving from a white ink economy to a digital economy, but at the same time, there is no shortage of fraudulent papers of
Right.
documents for a job. Recently, one of the large IT firms had to fire 500 people from their company after 6 months because their documents turned out to be fraudulent.
Hmm.
The work experience was fraudulent, or the degrees were for fraudulent, the IT
Yeah.
project was fraudulent. Now, you put a blockchain. There is a very nice foundation called the Velocity Foundation. And for example, they said they created a beautiful platform. If any issuing authority, like a university or or anybody else who issues like a nursing, medical council, or whoever issues degrees, they just have to use the platform and they issue their degrees on a blockchain. Two things happen here. First, if I have to verify it, if I as an employer have to verify it, I don't have to give it to a verification agency which charges me a certain amount of money.
Hmm. Hmm.
I can do it here at the click of a button, and the time taken is instant. I don't have to wait 15 days, 30 days, 1 month, whatever it comes. That is fine. So, secondly, I get 100% accuracy. Why will I get 100% accuracy? I get 100% accuracy because it's a blockchain. Nobody can manipulate it. If it's 83%, it will always remain 83%, even now, even hundreds of years from now.
Hmm.
Because blockchain, it is permanent. It doesn't get erased. And even if it is there, not there, everything is dead and gone, the blockchain still has that information, right? So, credentials. So, basically, your education credentials for a start is what you can also put on the blockchain.
Yeah.
Every in India, there are so many universities, a lot of spurious universities and colleges also. This is a great way, and that's why when consulates look at our papers, they always suspect that there may be fraud or wrong.
Right.
That's not
Yeah.
right. Most people are correct, but a few
Hmm.
wrong things happen. Let's eliminate that. So, especially when people are going abroad for immigration and all those things, it becomes an instantly you can check whether the documents are fine. If a
Right.
person is admission, instantly they can check whether it is perfectly okay, and they can give them early admission, and therefore take it further. So there's a lot of things happening out there. These are just
Yeah.
a few cases.
Very
Again,
interesting examples. One on the agri side, second on the overall climate
environmental,
change, ocean
environmental.
environmental, and third on the education side. Sir,
Yes,
if I can, just curious, I can ask a follow-up question on the degree use case. But first, universities will have to put it on that platform, right? Then
yeah. So
only companies can validate it.
agreed. Now,
Yeah.
universities, it can be placed with whatever software or technology you're using right now. Whatever
Okay.
they don't have to change anything.
Hmm.
They don't have to change. Now, even if, for example, you're working in a corporate, you're working in TransUnion, for example,
Right.
now as a personal, as you're working there, when you leave this company or you have left a previous, how do I know whether you actually did that? Did you actually get that increment? Did you actually show that performance?
Hmm.
No.
Hmm.
And the boss will give an email ID for reference, which could be a friend's
Right.
email. So when
Yeah.
all things can be put on a blockchain, that only the company authorized personnel can verify. That also, even up to that level, you can take it. Suppose only
Hmm.
HR department, only the HR head is authorized to do it. It will only reach
Hmm.
there. He or she can do the needful. So therefore, and even the phone numbers, corporate phone numbers can be locked onto the blockchain. Therefore, you cannot give fake references of your friends and family
Mm.
verification check. So all these things can be actually put onto this blockchain and made like little more simpler and there more transparency. It actually impacts the company as well because if you get the right people in the company, you'll grow faster. If you get the
Right.
wrong, one bad apple spoils the whole basket. Is what it is. So you won't get bad apples now.
Yeah, quite true. Yeah, thank you. I think that's now opening up my mind, and I'm sure everybody who's listening here that there are use cases everywhere. So, and
They will
highly
name the industry,
innovative.
but yeah, we can do it one on one. You can reach out to me whenever you like, and I'm happy to help.
Yeah, perfect. And also, we saw that you're currently working on India's own indigenous blockchain.
Yes,
So again, as a layman, I can't understand what does that
very simple.
mean and what would be
Yes,
the
what it
impact.
means. No problem. What it means is very simple. A, made by Indians, for the Indian mindset, for the Indian, the people in the industries, because the way we work is different from other companies work, and the way our cultural sensibilities, all the
Mm-hmm.
norms which should be there should all be in India. The programming should be in India. So I've got a whole bunch of very passionate people, and everyone is doing this as a volunteer. No one is every one of them. I'm guiding them. So the architecture is designed in India, specific to Indian industry. The developers are making it specific for the Indian industry. For example, the Indian agriculture is completely different from the Western agriculture industry.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. You cannot
Labor
compare them.
intensive
A great
and
use
more
case
weather
in
dependent.
a great use case in America may not be a great use case in India.
Mm.
You just have a look, a simple thing, very simple. In US, you have the McDonald's burger. They don't have a vegetable burger there. In India, you have a vegetarian burger. You have an
Right.
aloo
Yeah.
burger.
I get starved when I go there.
Yes. So you're a vegetarian, so you know. The same thing is the only place which has got a vegetarian subway, also. Yeah. So when you have to, you do as in Rome as the Romans do, as they say now. So in India, you
Mm-hmm.
got to be Indianized. And India is again a whole bunch of countries, 28, so many states, all different. Your Punjab is different from a Tamil Nadu. The culture is different. So therefore, even the way of businesses transacting businesses are different. That's where we make an indigenous one. The MSME sector, the sectors which India on which India's GDPs actually rely on. Those are the ones we should be promoting, and that is important for us. Those are the ones we are now promoting, and we are putting this so that in this whole thing together, because we can then now work towards making India its own blockchain. We have no reliance from outside. We rely only on our own people, our own nodes, our own validators, our own consensus mechanism, and we contribute towards a growing GDP. That's what we are doing in India.
Mm. Very nice. We look forward to this becoming a reality. And
6 months from
seeing.
now, it's already there's a test phase now. So 6 months from now, max.
Wow, wonderful. We also saw that you're associated with UN Sustainable Development Goals, and when I met you, then also I saw a lot of passion on the social impact of blockchain. And you did mention that also earlier when you're saying your association with C. So maybe one more example for Tech for Good, and what's the driving force when it's not for profit?
Yeah.
What's your driving force to
My
do
driving
it?
force is quite simple. I'll tell you my driving force, and then I say why we do what we do. My driving
Mm-hmm.
force is a certain passion for my nation. I came back from the United States. I came back from there. I came back
Mm.
because I wanted to try and contribute something back to the nation, to the country which brought me up and made everything what I am today. I was not born in the United States. I was not born outside. I was born right here. I was born
Mm.
right in the heart of Amritsar. I'm from Amritsar. So I was born there. I lived here. I knew the problems out here. Now, one of the best projects which I started in India, which we had, was you may have heard of the midday meal scheme called the Akshay Patra scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Patra scheme had a very major challenge years back, I'm talking about 17, 18. Where did the vegetables come from? Were they fresh? Now we are feeding so many millions of children all over the place. How do we know? How do we track and trace whether the meals are going there? How do we track and trace whether the meals are actually being supplied or being sold on the way? There were a lot of ifs and buts and no clarity and transparency in the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Put the whole thing on the blockchain. How? Right from the source, we know where the produce is being sourced from. All the suppliers were put on the blockchain, so they would upload their bills, everything. So we know 100 kilos of rice makes say 1,000 meals or whatever it is. So things like that were all inbuilt into the platform, and the distribution mechanism of it was built so that the actual people who are deserving of the midday meals would get proper nutritious midday meals. So much so that we can even now calculate the nutritional value of every meal, whether they're getting the right nutritional value per day. That is something which
Wow.
impact at the very grassroots level. Let's not think of a very fancy thing. Let's look at the grassroots level. Are we getting good food? We are people are putting money in it for it. CSR companies are putting money in it. Where is their money going? Do we have an accountability? Now blockchain has brought in that accountability. So tomorrow, if tomorrow you, for your company is doing the CSR funds, we don't know where they're going. For
Right.
example, I'll give you a very simple example. A lot of CSR companies put money for growing trees. 1,000 trees are grown in India. Have you gone and counted your trees?
Mm.
We created a very nice API called the tree chain with IoT devices, which it's embedded inside. So you can now actually track it on a dashboard. You can see your trees growing. You can actually see if somebody said 1,000, and if he's taken the same 1,000 and sold it to 100 people from the same plot. So,
Yeah.
are you going to go to a forest? No, you're not going to go there. You will just say, "Ha, very good. Certificate has come. 1,000 trees planted." Oh, you don't know anything what's going on. You are blind with blockchain. You have at least some sort of accountability and saying, "I can track and trace it." I'm saying blockchain along with technologies, not just blockchain itself, but yes, blockchain being the underlying core technology behind tracking and tracing. So, aren't these great social impact? A great social impact. I'm not even talking about carbon offsets, carbon trading, carbon credits. That's a long story. Enjoy life. Do some good stuff. Make your life worthwhile.
Yeah. Making life worthwhile is the drive for all these
Yes.
social
It has to come from
projects.
here. Heart. It has to heart. It doesn't come from here. The profits come from here. The passion comes from here. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
difference.
beautiful. Looking ahead, what do you see as like the next big breakthrough in
I see
blockchain technology?
I see two things happening. I see blockchain and AI merging beautifully to have a very strong impact. I see that happening, and I'm already seeing it happening. But the future is all about technologies working in tandem, in collaboration, not in silos. That's one. I also see over the next 15, 20 years, almost every industry get impacted with blockchain, whether it is manufacturing, whether it's healthcare, whether it is governance, supply chain, carbon credits, you name them. I mean, it's logistics, everything is going to have an element of blockchain in it. That's where
Wow.
it's having impact. So blockchain is at the ground floor of where it should be going. So we are at the ground floor. As it says, picture abhi baki hai, as I always say.
So what should people like say aspiring leaders in product or non-tech roles? What should they do to get into that
Okay.
bandwagon, right?
First of
So how
all,
to become involved in this
yeah,
field?
first of all, for most people, you understand what blockchain can do. That's important. It is the model. As I told you that's what we were discussing when we were having lunch. I'll repeat it for those people. In businesses, wherever there is an incidence of fraud or there could be a lot of fraud, use blockchain. That is the F. There is a model called the FITS model. I'm just repeating it. I. If there's a lot of information or overload of information or untrustworthy information, put it on blockchain. T. Trust. Where there are trust issues, like a supply chain, trust everybody in the supply chain. I don't know who's in the warehouse, whether the things are being replaced. I don't know who the truck drivers are. I don't know who the logistic companies are. I don't know who the shipping companies are. I don't know the custom agents. I don't know anybody on the way. After it leaves my farm, I don't know anybody. That's trust issues because we don't know what to trust. So I will say, yes, yes, it's been uploaded. I don't know. Yes, yes, it is reaching. It's reaching America in 6 days or 7 days. I don't know. I can't. Things like that. Trust. Wherever the trust issues are there, bring in blockchain. And the last, and of course, literally the least I would say, is security, safety. No other technology as safe and secure as blockchain. So you have these four things ticked off in your boxes. FITS. 10. You're good. Use blockchain. That's one. Second, don't get into the technicality of blockchain if you're not a technical person.
Thank you.
Definition of blockchain. Where can it be used? Can it wherever the problem is there? If the problem is there, and you say, "Can it solve be solved by blockchain?" You'll automatically start calibrating your whole mindset. You'll understand. All right, I can actually do this. Let's use. You don't have to program. You can. Blockchain. It's like driving a car, Mega. You know how to drive your car. Do you know or you know how to fix it? No. You'll get a mechanic to fix it. You'll get a specialist to fix it. You should know how to navigate. You should know how to reach point A to B. That you should know. And with blockchain is no different. You should know where to apply blockchain. If it's not required, don't put it. If it's required, do put it. Do implement it. And that's all you need to know. You don't have to sit down and program and do the coding. Somebody else will come and do it. There are people both sides of the fence, tech and non-tech. So techies can be great at programming. Non-techies consulting is a great approach. They're paid well as well. So there are a lot of options. So you're
Thank
looking
you.
at the
That's
right.
reassuring. So everyone can play their part and everyone can get into it by putting in some effort and understanding it and then finding use cases.
It's
Don't need
ultimately
to
logic.
feel left behind.
Yeah, it's ultimately basic, simple logic. Nothing else. Nothing else matters. So use your head. We always do it for everything. Don't think of it as blockchain or AI or IoT. Think of it from brain. It should be a conversation. It should not be the technology. It should be a problem-solving conversation, not the technology.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, with that, I think we are done with the first part.